Welcome in and welcome back to Polite for What. I'm your host, Rhea. If you're not subscribed to the page, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date with my content. And if y'all already been here, y'all already know what to do. Get them likes up. That way I can stay in the algorithm. All right, y'all. I know my voice is probably sounding a little crazy. I'm a little hoarse. I was at the Dallas Cowboys game on Monday when we played against the Texans, and I was up there, screaming and having fun with the fans. So I probably sound a little crazy today, but it's all right. We're gonna push through. We're gonna get through it. But all right, y'all. I am back and I'm here. I miss y'all so much. I didn't get to do content last week because, like I said, I was trying to get ready to go to Dallas. So I had a lot of moving parts going on last week. So that's why I didn't get a video. But y'all gonna get this video today. So as always, we're gonna hop into some NFL news. We're gonna get into my top 10, and then at the end, of course, we're gonna preview the Thursday night football game. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into some NFL injuries. This is Marquise Bell, one of Cowboys' own. He is out for the entire season with a dislocated shoulder that he suffered on Monday night in the Cowboys versus Texas game. I don't know what's going on with the football guys, but I need them to release the Dallas Cowboys shackles of all these injuries. I don't know what's going on right now. It's just like when it rains, it's entirely pouring in Dallas. And hey, I guess we're in tank mode at this point. We are in full tank mode. We don't have any players that's healthy. Marquise Bell is down. This is one of our safeties. So yeah, he will be out for the remainder of the season with that injury. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. Let's get into some NFL news. All right, so this is Joe Douglas, the Jets GM. He was fired on Tuesday after the Jets lost to the Denver Broncos. As we all know by now, Rob Saleh was fired last month due to the team struggles. And I guess after the loss on Sunday, the front management was like, hey, Joe, you got to go too. We're looking terrible out here. We're just going to go into full rebuild mode right now. So, Joe, go on to pack your bags. You got to go on and get up out of here too. I think Joe was a part of the ones who bought Rob Saleh in. So I think they just kind of clean that house right now. So who knows, if they continue to lose, I think Aaron Rodgers, he might be next. He might be out the door next. I don't know. We're going to have to see. But that's all I have for the NFL news. Well, no, I'm lying. I have one more thing that I want to show y'all. So let's go ahead and let's hop right into that real quick. All right. So yesterday, the NFL, they released their top 25 class of 2025 semifinalists. This is for the Hall of Fame. As you can see here, we have 25 names. This is Eric Allen. Eric Allen has been nominated. Jared Allen, Willie Anderson, excuse me, Anquan Boland, Jahari Evans, Antonio Gates, James Harris, Rodney Harrison, Torrey Holt, Luke Keeley, Eli Manning, Rob Mathis, Steve Smith Jr., Terrell Suggs, Fred Taylor, Earl Thomas, Adam Vinatieri, Hines Ward, Rick Waters, Reggie Wayne, Rich Webbs, Vince Wilfolk, Steve Winelski, I hope I said that right, Darren Woodson, and Marshall Yanda. So this is the top 25 semifinalists that will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is crazy though, because after these 25 names, they still have to go through a series of voting. So I guess the next stage they'll narrow this list down to 15. And then after the 15, they'll narrow it down to 10. And then of course, only 5 people off this list will go into the NFL Hall of Fame. It's crazy because I see a lot of good names on here that I feel like should have probably already been in the Hall of Fame. Like your Fred Taylor, he's been out of the league for a long time. Fred Taylor was an absolute dog when he played for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So if y'all don't know who Phil, if y'all don't know who Fred Taylor is, Fred Taylor is the one who's on the Pivot podcast. If y'all watch the Pivot, shout out to the Pivot. He is on the Pivot podcast. Anquan Boland was a dog, Antonio Gates. So it's a lot of good names on here. But like I said, only 5 of these guys are going to go into the Hall of Fame this year. So yeah, I thought this was cool. I just wanted to bring it up and show you guys what's going on with that. But all right, y'all. That's all that I have for real this time for the NFL news. So we're going to get into what y'all really came here for. We know y'all tune in each and every week because y'all want to see who I have on my top 10. Now, last week, like I said, I was not here to drop my top 10 power ranking. So this is my top 10 following the wins and the losses from week 11. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my list because I know some of these names on my list is probably gonna shock y'all this week. So let's go ahead and get into my top 10. All right, so let's go ahead and do my top 5 first. Of course, coming in at number 1, as you can see here, I have the Detroit Lions. Now, last week I did not drop a list, but the week before I still had Detroit at number 1. We all know, look like Detroit is the best team in football right now. They are absolutely just on a tear. They put a 52-piece up on the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. So, like I said, Detroit looking like it might be out year, D-Town. It might be out year. Y'all looking real good right now. Like I said, y'all only have 1 loss on y'all record, so they are the absolute best team in the NFC right now. So yes, I have the Detroit Lions as number 1. They only allowed the Jacksonville Jaguars to kick 2 field goals, and they held them to a total of 41 total rush yards on Sunday. So they did not allow Jacksonville to really score that much. So this is why I have them at my number 1 spot. Coming in at number 2, you got the Buffalo Bills, who handed Kansas City their first loss on Sunday. So it was only right that I put Buffalo here at number 2. The Buffalo Bills, they held the Chiefs to under 100 total rush yards. I don't know why I can't talk today. Under 100 total rush yards, and then they did intercept Patrick Mahomes 2 times. So like I said, I had to put them at 2. They gave Kansas City their first L, so it's only right to put them at 2. You know, the Bills looking real good right now, but we all know Bills look good, but we just got to see how the Bills gonna look when they get to that postseason. All right, coming in at number 3, we do have the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said, I had to drop them down. I couldn't have them at the number 1 spot or the number 2 because, like I said, I feel like the Chiefs has been kind of shaky these last couple of weeks, and they finally get that L on their record against the Bills. And like I said, I still respect Kansas City as one of the better teams in the AFC. But right now, like I said, following week 11, I do have them coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 4, I have the Vikings still holding down the 4th spot. The Vikings played the Titans on Sunday. This is why I can't move them up or move them down because although they did win, I still think the Titans is still a very bad football team. They are under 500. And like I said, once I do my list, I base it on strength of schedule, points allowed, points scored, and then of course the record comes into consideration last. So I just left them at number 4 this week. I mean, they did do pretty good on as far as defense goes. They held Tony Pollard to a total of 15 rush yards. And we all know Tony Pollard is a top 5 rusher right now in the league. So holding him to 15 yards was kind of pretty impressive. So I feel like they can stay at the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 5, this is a new number 5 coming on my list. We got to respect the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Pittsburgh Steelers have won the last 5 in a row, and they are absolutely heating up right now in the AFC. So it's only right that I put them at 5 because they did beat the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. So I had to put the Steelers in my top 5. The defense looked real good. Although they didn't score on Sunday, they kicked out field goals. But that defense held them upright, and they got that win over the Ravens. And then they held Derrick Henry to 65 yards. We all know Derrick Henry been going off each and every week, like rushing at least for 100-something yards. But the Pittsburgh Steelers was able to contain him, holding him to only 65 yards. So I do have the Steelers in my top 5. So y'all let me know right now in the comments, how did I do? Let me know how my top 5 looking right now. Do it look good? Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Is your team in the top 5? Let me know. All right, so let's go ahead and hop through the 6 through 10. So coming in at number 6, like I said, I had to put the Ravens down at 6. I had them at 5 the last time I did my list, but I had to drop them down because they did lose to the Steelers. I think 6 is still pretty good. They're still in the top 10. 6 is still a hot spot. So I had to put them at number 6. The defense did play really, really good. Like I said, they did not allow the Steelers to score any touchdowns, made them kick all field goals. But ultimately, they still did lose. So we got the Baltimore Ravens coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 7, we got the Houston Texans, who beat my Cowboys on Monday night. And then they celebrated. Y'all know they had the nerve to celebrate beating a 3-6 team. They acting like we was 6-3. They was trolling. Oh, the Houston Texans social media account was absolutely trolling, and I couldn't do that. It burns my gears. You know what? It's really not the team. It really just be the fans that just absolutely make me hate certain teams, and that really grounded my gears. But I had to keep the Texans at number 7 because, like I said, we are a bad football team. Y'all did beat us, and it was a pretty close game, all the way into the fourth quarter, and then things just kind of got out of hand. So we're gonna keep the Texans right here at number 7. Coming in at number 8, I do have the Green Bay Packers. I can't move the Packers no further than 8 because I feel like they should have absolutely beat the brakes off the Chicago Bears. Although it was a division game, I still expect a little bit more from Green Bay. I do consider them to be one of the better teams in the NFC. And for them to kind of struggle with the Bears and have to come down to a blocked field goal at the end of the game, I was like, nah, y'all shouldn't have been struggling with the Bears like that. So I had to keep the Green Bay Packers at number 8. Coming in at number 9. It really pains me to put the Eagles in my top 10. I absolutely despise the Eagles. If it's not a team that I hate more in the NFL, it is the Philadelphia Eagles. I cannot stand them. And it really just pained me to put y'all in my top 10. But you know what? I had to take my emotions and my feelings out of it. And I said, you know what? Let me be a real analyst. Let me be a real person who watch football and not just put teams up here based off of my emotions and my feelings. But I still feel like y'all ain't played nobody, to be honest with you. Y'all strength of schedule look trash, but like I said, I kind of had to respect y'all this week. That's why I got y'all coming in at number 9. Y'all did hold Jayden Daniels to 191 yards, and Jayden Daniels has absolutely been putting up at least over 200 yards per game passing yards. So y'all held him to 191. Y'all kept him in check. Y'all made him look like a rookie again. So I did have to put y'all at number 9 this week. Coming in there, number 10, like I said, I do have the Commanders still in my top team. Still one of my teams that I respect in the NFC. Although they are in my division, I still respect them. I still think they're a very good football team. So that's why I did have to keep them at number 10. And I do want to have an honorable mention. I was going to put the Chargers up here, but like I said, when I looked at the Chargers schedule, I was like, they ain't really been beating anybody, but they have won the last 4 games in a row. So like I said, just an honorable mention for the Chargers that y'all almost made my list, which I did, but I just want to throw that in there. All right, y'all. So let me know how I'm looking, how I do, what I do. Did I do good or what? Let me know down in the comments that your team make my top 10. Let me know how I did on my power rankings this week. All right, y'all. So that's it for my power rankings. Let's go ahead and shift gears and get into this Thursday night football game that we have going on. We have the 8-2 Steelers versus the 2-8 Browns. This is a divisional matchup. So although the Browns don't have a good record, I still expect this game to be fairly close, being that both of these teams, they see each other twice a year. So they should kind of have each other's number. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I do see this game being very low scoring, and they do have the Steelers at a 3.5 favorite. So if you bet, you might want to take them on the 3.5. I don't know if it's gonna be 3.5. It might be 3.5 because one of these teams might win by a field goal, but you just never know. We got to see. I think it's gonna still be a very good game. I don't see this being a blowout, but I do ultimately have the Steelers winning this game. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into some key players and matchups that I think needs to happen for either one of these teams if they do want to come out with the dub tonight. Since the Browns are the home team tonight, let's go ahead and hop into the Browns. The first person I have here on my list, I have Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy, your team is going to need you to step up tonight. They're going to need you to duplicate what you did last week. Last week against the Saints, he had 6 receptions for 142 yards and 1 touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, they're going to need you to step up tonight if y'all want to get this. If y'all want to get this dub, Jerry Jeudy has been Jameis Winston's favorite target so far. So I think Jerry Jeudy gets the job done. But like I said, hey, the Steelers, They got a really stiff defense, but I think if Jerry Jeudy can step up and get the receptions and catches that he had last week, I think that will be all right. So my next player I have here, of course, I have Jameis Winston on my list. They're going to need him to have a good game and stay poised. Last week, he did throw for 395 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also, I think the Browns need to get their run game involved a little more. Getting Nick Chubb's going. They're going to need Nick Chubb to kind of help him out, because I think throwing the ball like 46 times, that's a lot for any quarterback. You want to kind of have a balanced attack, and they do have, a nice running back over there in Nick Chubb, so I don't really know why they kind of like throwing the ball a lot. But if they want to win this game, Jameis Winston, they don't need to go out there throwing no picks tonight. We know how you can get a little happy and throwing them picks, but hey, as long as you keep yourself poised and you protect the football, I think you'll have a pretty good game. So let's go ahead and get into my last player here that I have on my list for the Cleveland Browns. I got Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, we need you to get some pressure on Russell Wilson tonight. Kind of keep him in check, kind of keep him in the pocket. Whereas he will run, he still will get out that pocket and he will run. So you want to kind of keep him in check. So far, Myles Garrett do have 7 total sacks this year, and he do have 2 forced fumbles. So I expect Myles Garrett to have a good game. And also, a little controversy they have between him and TJ Watt, about him being a defensive player of the game. So I think Myles Garrett is going to have a good game. He's going to show TJ Watt what it looks like to be a defensive player of the year. So I think I'm expecting Myles Garrett to have a really good game. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these Steelers players and what they need to do if they want to come out with the win tonight. First on my list, I do have Najee Harris. Najee Harris, they should get him involved really, really early last week. The Browns allowed Taysom Hill to run for 138 yards on 7 carries. So I think Najee Harris is a pretty good back. So I think with him, and if y'all get Justin Fields in there running some RPOs, I think y'all can get the run game going. But definitely use that run game, because the Browns is not good against the run. So yeah, get Najee going and get Justin Fields going in that run game. All right, so the next person I have on my list here, I have George Pickens. George Pickens is having a really good game tonight. Like I said, this Brown defense, they're ranked 16. They're ranked 16 this year against the pass, allowing 211 yards. Last week, George Pickens had 8 receptions for 89 yards. So tonight, I'm expecting George Pickens to be over 100 yards. It is what it is. George Pickens is one of Russ's top receivers over there. So I feel like George Pickens is going to get a yard. So hey, if you betting, I would take the over on George Pickens. Take the over on George Pickens. I think he will be over 100 yards tonight. And then last but not absolute least, we have Russell Wilson. I'm expecting him to throw at least 2 touchdowns tonight against this Browns defense. Like I said, they are ranked 16th against the pass. Last week, they did kick all field goals. So tonight, I'm expecting Russ to kind of like redeem himself. And when they get down to that red zone, I'm expecting him to have at least 2 touchdowns tonight. Like I said, this Browns pass defense is not all that good. But hey, you never know. Like I said, this is a divisional game, so it could go either way. But that's all I have for the Thursday night football matchup. Like I said, I do ultimately have the Steelers winning this game. But like I said, I think it will be a close one. But all right, y'all, that's all I have. That's all I have for y'all. It wasn't much going on in the NFL around the league this week. So that's pretty much all I have. I need y'all to get in the comments. I need y'all to get my subscribers out. Hit that like button. The likes is free. Get me in this algorithm. I'm trying to be y'all go-to football girly when y'all want to hear about football. I need y'all to be like, let's go see what Rhea talking about. So get me in the algorithm. Get my likes up. Get my subscribers up so that other people can see my content. If you do want to follow me, I am going to start getting a little bit more active on Twitter. Like I said, I just haven't been having a lot of time to do the social media stuff, but I am making a plan so I can be a little bit more consistent on here, so y'all can see my face and so people can hear my content. So if you want to follow me on Twitter or X Or if you want to follow me on Instagram, the handle is right at the top of the page. So as always, guys, tell a friend to follow me here on YouTube. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.